Welcome everyone, I'm Bob Bonds. North Carolina's more than 70 public power communities provide reliable electricity for homes, business, and industry. Our communities would like to help our residential customers plan for the cooler months ahead with some simple tips that will help make their homes more energy efficient. I'm joined today by Don Stafford. Don comes to us from Concord, one of our public power communities. Don has over 28 years of experience in energy conservation, and for the past 10 years has been working with our communities. Welcome, Don. I'm glad you could be with us today.
Thanks, Bob. Today we'll talk about some things that help our residential customers reduce their electric bills and make their home more comfortable.
Wonderful. That sounds great. We're here at a fairly typical house for our service area, so let's get started. I'm sure there are a number of simple and inexpensive improvements that we can make that will really save some dollars in the coming winter months.
Okay. Bob, let's start at the front door.
All right.
We have a storm door on this house, and this is always helpful in keeping the door area more comfortable and reducing air leakage. In addition to that, we should have weather stripping as they have here. This is weathered and worn over the years, so it's really time to replace it. And I would suggest using something similar to this, which fits right into the corner. You tack it into the door frame, compress it against the door at the same time, and that'll keep air leakage from around the door.
Don, how much would it cost to install this weather stripping, and also how much time would it take?
It would cost about $6 or $8 to do this door, and it could be done in about 10 minutes.
Wow, that sounds like an inexpensive and quick way to help keep your heat in.
It certainly is. Very easy, very inexpensive. Let's go look at the window area.
Okay.
Now, Bob, as we look at the windows, we need to be sure that there's no cracks here. If there is, we need to weather strip it, just like we did the front door. And around the frame is a place that always needs caulking, even though the crack is small. You get air in there, so that needs to be sealed with caulking. And if you do that, you're going to keep out most of the air and help improve the comfort and reduce the cost of heating.
Don, what about the plastic window kits that I've heard about? Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure can. They're available at most hardware and building supply stores. This is a plastic that's applied to the inside of the window, and it does the same thing as a regular storm window that you would have on the outside.
Also, I know some homeowners have cracks maybe in their exterior walls. What would a homeowner use to seal those cracks?
Best thing for that is foam in a can, something like this. You apply it through this tube into the crack around the window, and it expand and fill up the larger cracks.
I see. Well, always remember, no matter how simple the repair, always wear safety glasses and gloves, whether you're caulking or using expandable foam. Don, let's take a look inside.
Okay.
Don, I know that different home heating systems have different impacts on energy use. Does it really matter what type of home heating system a customer is using?
Well, heating systems have different efficiencies, but these tips will help the homeowner no matter which type of system they use.
I see.
The thermostat is an important part of the heating system. We want to set it where we're comfortable and leave it, don't play with the thermostat.
Why is it important to leave the thermostat set at one temperature?
Well, if you increase the temperature 1 degree, it increases your heating costs from 3 to 5%.
Really?
So it makes a significant difference.
It certainly does. Well, I know some of us are tempted during cold weather to go out and buy space heaters. How efficient are they?
They're not very efficient, not nearly as efficient as a central system. But if you decide to use one, certainly follow the manufacturer's recommendations.
Okay. I know outside we spoke about exterior caulking. Are there some places inside where heat can escape easily?
Well, not enough to be concerned about because all the caulking is usually taken care of on the exterior and at the time the house is constructed.
Okay. Let's go upstairs and take a look at the attic.
Okay. Well, Bob, let's start right here with the pull downstairs. This should be insulated to reduce the heat loss into the attic. It can be done by simply sliding the insulation under the steps and feeding it all the way to the top.
How easy would this be for a homeowner to do?
Oh, it's very simple. It wouldn't take but 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, remember, anytime you're working around insulation, you'll want to wear safety glasses, work gloves, and a mask. Don, let's see how quickly you can do this.
Okay.
That was fast, Don. Now, I know some homeowners have whole house fans that are mounted in the ceiling. Are there any steps that need to be taken to winterize them?
Yes, they need to be sealed off. A simple way to do it is to put some plastic across the bottom. Or if they want to access it from the attic, put a box around it and insulate the box. They just need to be sure they remove the box before they use the fan.
Okay. Well, let's close up here and take a look at the rest of the house.
Okay.
Now we'll take a look at the air filter.
Now that's a dirty filter. As it gets dirty, it restricts airflow, and that makes the heating system less efficient.
How often should we check these filters?
At least once a month, and change as needed.
Okay.
Another way to keep cold air out is to insulate the receptacle on the exterior wall. Pull the cover off the receptacle, put the gasket in place, and put the cover back over the gasket.
Don, many of our customers use fireplaces during the winter. Do you have any energy-saving tips for us regarding fireplaces?
In the case of a wood-burning fireplace, keep the damper open while you're using it, but close it after the fire is out and the coals are completely extinguished.
What about a gas fireplace?
Always leave that damper open because you have a pilot light burning at all times.
Okay, what's next?
Here's an energy tip: fluorescent bulbs.
What's so special about these bulbs?
They use less electricity but produce the same amount of light as an incandescent bulb.
Aren't these a little more expensive than a regular bulb?
A little more, but they last 8 times longer.
I see. Well, we've got one more energy-saving tip to show our audience. Our last energy-saving idea relates to the water heater.
This is a water heater blanket. The purpose is to wrap the water heater and retain the heat inside much longer, and that way you save energy. You simply unpack this, wrap it around the tank, seal it as instructed, and it'll save you energy on your water heating. If the water heater is located in a garage or unheated area, then this will save you a great deal more.
The energy-saving ideas we talked about today apply to both homeowners and renters. But if you're a renter and you plan to make changes to the home, please make sure that you get permission from your landlord first.
The tips we talked about today are simple and the materials inexpensive and can be bought at any home improvement store. Your customer may want to assess for more extensive improvements like storm doors and windows, maybe even a new heating system.
In those cases, we'd like to caution our customers that they may need to consult with a professional. Don, we appreciate you being here today and showing us how easy it is to winterize your home and save money.
It's been a pleasure.
What do you think about all this? For more tips and additional information, log on to ncpublicpower.com. And remember to always be safe when working around your home by wearing the appropriate safety equipment. This message has been brought to you by North Carolina's public power communities, providing reliable electricity in cities and towns throughout the state.